Big game on ESPN, 5 o'clock. Louisville and Houston. It was a bigger game a month and a half ago, but Louisville's 14, 68 the total, 9-1 against 8-2. This is a strange game. Now, that was very misleading last week, as Louisville was a 5-touchdown favorite at home to Wake. They trailed 12-10 with 10 minutes left. They win the game 44-12 as Petrino was rubbing it in. And this is something we'll get to in the deep dive, though. What's going on with Louisville here, Duke? The Virginia game, and then at home against Wake Forest. They're supposed to blow these teams out and get style points.
Well, I mean, again, what's going on with Louisville? Louisville is a very good football team. They are not the most amazing football team that anyone has ever seen. They're human, and they're kids, and they read the headlines, and they feel the pressure. And in tight games, they can be put in positions to choke it away a little bit, like we saw the number 2, the number 3, and the number 4 team in college football do just last week. And yeah, things broke right for them at the end of that Wake game. But the fact is, when you're trailing 12-10 in the fourth quarter against Wake, and you win 44-12, it doesn't mean you played a great game. How about Lamar Jackson? 46 touchdowns now. The 2 losses, 46-40 in Navy, and the one game against SMU where the Mustangs played some pretty brilliant football on the Cougars side of the equation. Houston, both of those losses. The Navy loss had a hangover effect. The SMU loss was just one bad football game. But it's a Houston Cougars team. We know how good they can be when they are geared up for a particular opponent, something that Tom Herman's done pretty well over the last couple of years. They've been a very feisty underdog at this point.
I'm glad you brought that up. Some great quote. Yeah, almost so these Houston guys know it now. They had their opportunity. They had the big win against Oklahoma, and now the loss to Navy and SMU, as they mentioned. So what do they think about this game on national TV? They're right. This is their Super Bowl. This is their Super Bowl Thursday night.
Yeah, and check out. You want to have some fun? Go back to Herman, dating back to his tenure at Ohio State, and look at how his teams have done in the underdog role. I'll give you a hint. This is one of those games where when you look at that stat, you're not going to be betting against Houston on Thursday night.
Yes, more on this game coming up. One more, liveoddsportsbookreview.com. Hey, Sunbelt, don't care. It's a ranked team, and it's on ESPNU, 6:30 Pacific. Arkansas State and Troy. Winner likely gets the Sunbelt title, barring an epic collapse. Troy is 8, 55.5 the total. They are 9-1. And they are ranked for the first time in school history. 8-1, excuse me. And they are ranked for the first time in school history. It's also the first time that a Sun Belt team is ranked. Remember, Troy's only loss was by 6 points in Death Valley to Clemson. So this team can play.
And when you talk about power rating differentials, the biggest movers for me in college football this year, obviously, Central Florida, a team that went 0-12 last year. The Colorado Buffaloes, a team that had been bad in every recent season. And these Troy Trojans. Those are the 3 biggest risers from where I had them ranked at the end of August prior to week 1 and where they are right now. Yeah, they're 8-1. Their only losses in competitive fashion at Clemson. 38 points per game. But 2 concerns for me for Troy in this ball game. Number 1, here's a team that's not used to any spotlight. Now they got a spotlight. Here's a team that's not used to being ranked. And now they're ranked. Here's a conference that's not used to having a team in the spotlight and being ranked. And now it's all happening. And we see it happen every year. You start reading the press clippings. You start seeing the headlines. You start feeling the pressure. I worry about Troy in that regard. And the second thing, this Arkansas State defense, they have very shaky quarterback play. I'm not impressed with Justice Hansen. But I'm very impressed with that Arkansas State defense. It has been dynamite in recent weeks, and that could be the difference maker here.
Number 3 scoring defense in the conference, and Neil Brown doing a good job turning that program around after some high-profile OC jobs. They have a good quarterback, good coach. I am 100% with you, though, about you're in different territory now. Now everyone's pumping your tires and telling you how great you are. Oh, my God, you're ranked, and they're at home. So more distractions there, too. I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, Brandon Silvers, he's thrown for over 2,300 yards. He's got 18 touchdown passes. He's the type of quarterback that has made Neil Brown very, very happy this year. But it's an Arkansas State defense. We talked about them a couple of weeks ago when they won outright over Georgia Southern in a game where they were -5 in turnovers. And we've seen similar defensive efforts since. The QB plays shaky. The defense has been dynamite.
Up next, the deep dive. What a mess for the committee. We'll get to the latest rankings. Compare the top 10 that Teddy gave out on Tuesday's show. We'll run it down. All the scenarios coming up and the play of the day on SportsBit. Betting Insight today on SBRPicks.com. Hey guys, for the full video, go to SBRPicks.com.
Research before you bet. Be sure to check out SBR Picks for the best game predictions, breakdowns, and much, much more.